Hey you guys, good to see you as always here on Grassroots Gardening. So today, I've been a little bit under the weather. Hadn't felt good, just been hacking and all that other mess. But I can't stay in the house anymore. I said, let's go try to get this giant tomato plant that now I see Luisa's tied to the greenhouse ceiling. I said, let's go try to get this thing planted out in our raised bed garden. This dude is every bit of 7 feet tall, and oh, bless Luis, he will tie some stuff up, man. Anyhow, we're gonna try to beat, there's a storm coming this afternoon, and I just had to come get outside a little bit. Maybe that'll make me feel better, get a little bit of sunshine and some fresh air. We're gonna get this guy around to the raised bed some kind of way. Not exactly sure. Then we gotta pull up some vegetables and try to get it planted before the rain comes here in just a little bit. Let's see, how in the world are we gonna get this thing? I don't think I know. We need a hand truck. Let's see if we can get it on the hand truck and then cut the string, I reckon. I gotta say, I've never had a tomato so big I had to put him on a hand truck. First time for everything, I guess, y'all. Well, I'll tell y'all one thing, it's really nice out here today. It's probably 75. I think we might have some kind of bad thunderstorms rolling in this afternoon. That's why I thought it'd be a good time to get this dude planted so he can get some free irrigation. And here's our raised bed. I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna plant him. However, I do know that what I think I want to try to do is take his root ball end down to that end of the bed, dig him down, and then lay him down sideways and kind of stand him up right there where that tomato cage is, because this is an indeterminate variety of tomato. He's just going to keep vining just like that, and you can bury a tomato anywhere we put this stalk down in the soil. Roots are going to come out and he'll be just fine. This is one of the only plants I'm going to ever tell you to bury super deep. So I want to put his root ball end down here somewhere, stand him up right there, but we got to make a little bit of room before we do that. So I'm going to go grab the wheelbarrow, because we got to pull out some of our wintertime veggies. As pretty as they still are, and I'm still, every time I come out in the yard, I'm eating kale, but I'm not going to do it right now because then I have to chew and film, and well, that's just stupid. I'm going to go get the wheelbarrow, pull out all of these winter veggies. We'll dig us a little hole down there, put his root ball, see if we can lay him beside our garlic and stand him up right here. Look at this big old mustard green, man. This garden did fantastic all throughout the fall and all winter long. I hate to rip it up, but it is the time to switch over to our warm season veggies. Sorry, Mr. Kale, you fed me a lot over the past few months, buddy, but time to go back to the earth. And that's a daggum collard plant right there, you guys. Tell you what, good gracious. Okay, y'all, we got all of our wintertime stuff pulled up, and I think, even though this dude is probably 7 foot tall, I think we can nestle his root system right there in the corner. and lay him along the side, and then we'll try to stand him up without breaking him right before we get to the garlic right there. So we'll just dig him a nice big hole right down here, and kind of trench in a little bit where we're going to lay his stem. We'll just flip this dirt right over. We can cover up his stalk once we lay him in the trough here. So what I think I'll do, just lay him down in there, bucket, bamboo stake, and all. Then I'll have less chance of breaking him, and we can take our Felcos, and I'm gonna go ahead and unsnip him from the bamboo stake right here. Now, let's see if we can get our bamboo stake out of here without breaking this dude. So this is a beefsteak variety tomato. As I said, he's an indeterminate variety, so he's just gonna keep on growing until frost comes or he dies of natural causes. But this will allow him to send his roots out of the stalk all out into this bed and give us a really, really strong tomato plant. If we don't break him planting him. I'll be honest, I've not planted a 7-foot tomato before. But I'm just gonna knock him out of his pot right here. But I will tell you, you know, these indeterminate varieties of tomatoes are vines. I mean, if he didn't have support and he planted a seed, he would just run all over the top of the ground, just like a vine. And I have grown tomatoes before when I was doing hydroponic tomatoes on a commercial scale. I have had them get up to 20, I think my record was 22 feet long for one tomato plant. So pretty amazing plant. I am gonna go ahead and remove the leaves that are gonna be down in the soil just because I don't want them rotting and giving us an opportunity for any fungus. I kind of took off with my wheelbarrow before getting all of my junk out. And I left my wheelbarrow down at the compost heap, but I'll just have to get that later. Get you guys down here where you can see what we've done. So I've got all the limbs trimmed off all the way up to where we're going to start going upright with him. And I think too, we'll probably be better suited to use that bamboo post versus that tomato cage, because I got really no way of getting the cage down over the tomato plant since he's already, well, 7 foot tall. It's gonna be kind of difficult. I think we'll just put the bamboo stake down there and just keep training him to that. And then down here on this end, I'm just gonna break up these roots just a little bit, and then we're gonna come in. I should have brought some fresh soil home from grassroots, but I didn't. So we'll bring in later some compost and put on top here. But this soil's still plenty rich from last year. If y'all remember in the video, we brought down a lot of bags of land and seed compost. We used our own compost. It's just a conglomeration, hodgepodge mix of good potting soils. I definitely don't want that tag in there. We're just gonna cover up his root ball and then just come down through here and bury him in the trench. And all these hairs that you see going up the stalk are gonna turn into roots, and we're gonna hopefully have us a super tomato. All right, now for the scary part. All right, baby. Don't break. I'm just gonna lightly bend you. Put a little bit of soil down here on this end of you. Let's see where you're gonna stand up at. Then I'm gonna take my big old bamboo stake, and then I'm gonna struggle to push it through all of the weeds, the old dead wheatgrass. Then I'm gonna smart move that stuff and shove this right in here and let you lean up against it just like that. I think that'll work out great right there, folks. We're going to use our tape and our gun here in just a second to get him secured to the bamboo pole. But first, I think we need to come down here Let's remove some more of these leaves, because if you watched any of my tomato videos, we don't want leaves in contact with the soil. That is a recipe for fungus and bacterial diseases. And even though I hate to sacrifice this little, well, we're not really sacrificing one little tomato. I'm gonna sacrifice that guy. Probably gonna go ahead and come up here, get rid of that one. We can leave everything else the rest of the way up. We just don't want anything touching the soil. Get rid of this dead plants. And then I'm just gonna move in a little bit more dirt. So wherever the stem is in contact with soil, we're gonna get root development, and that'll help. Oh, look at all this mycelium. That's a sign of healthy soil right there. See all that gray, blue? That's all beneficial fungi, probably from the biotone plant starter and all that other good compost we've been using in this bed. But anyway, that's what we got right there. Let's see if there's any suckers. If there are suckers, yeah, here's one right now, or right here. We're gonna leave it on there because I kind of want him to bush out a little bit. I've been training him to a single stem while he was in the greenhouse because I didn't want a giant bush inside the greenhouse, because, well, we were trying to keep airflow and all going through. But we're gonna let him bush out a little bit now, and he'll do much better out here now. We've got some flowers that are open. Got a few little baby tomatoes, and we are a couple weeks ahead of everybody else. All you gotta do is just grow your own 7-foot tall tomato in your greenhouse all winter long, and you can have a couple week advantage on your neighbors too. My whole plan was to have some tomatoes in the greenhouse during the winter, but we just didn't have time enough, and I don't think the light was bright enough back there, and yada, yada, yada. Nonetheless, we've got him planted in the raised bed now, and he's gonna do just fine right here, I believe. Y'all, if you're tomato growers and you grow a lot of them, this is a handy little tool to have right here. So this is a tapener. We use it in the nursery business to tape up vines or anything we want to attach to a pole. Let me show you how it works real quick. And it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but I always come in from the side that the bamboo or whatever stake you're using is on. And I'm trying to do this one-handed, and it's not gonna work. Hang on, I gotta put you guys down. I'm kind of moving my bamboo pole, but you just come over here like this, you clip it, and it cuts and staples this little long-lasting tape right here. Let me see if I can do it again. Maybe we can do it down here without pushing our bamboo. So what you do is you give it one click, it grabs the tape, you push it through, you give it another long squeeze, it cuts and staples. Super, super awesome tool if you grow a lot of tomatoes. I'll put a link in the description below. And since we got a storm coming and we want to support him up real good, we'll go ahead and put maybe 1, 2 more up here. And he's good to go, y'all. And there you have it, guys, our 7-foot tall tomato plant. He's a little wilty because he was super dry. We've got some rain moving in right now as we speak. Y'all probably could hear the wind chimes changing the whole time the video was going on. But anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hit that like and subscribe down there for me if you don't mind. Always remember, the more you know, the more you grow. I'll see you on the next video.